The streets vibrate in anticipation, while still buzzing from the night before. In the neighborhood of Rio Vermelho, our journey began at 4 a.m. as we made our way to the shores. Every year on February 2nd, the people of Salvador, known as the blackest city outside of Africa, gather to pay tribute to the mother of all and mother of all Orisha, Yemanjá, the goddess of the sea. It is a tradition deeply rooted in the African spirituality and traditions that forcibly made their way to the shores of Salvador during the transatlantic slave trade. Hundreds flock to the waters and line up to leave offerings at the home of Yemanjá. Candomblé priests perform cleansings with word, sacred herbs, seeds, and oils. Drumming processions march through the crowds. Baskets of white flowers are brought out to sea. Songs of gratitude and praise are sung through the streets and over the shores. Prayers are whispered. The experience is one that only can be described as potent. As a Black American, I have never experienced something so spiritual on this scale. Something that had not been co-opted by corporate interest and whitewashed. It is a tradition that in 2026 somehow still feels sacred. Participating in this ceremony and receiving a blessing felt like a pilgrimage, a rite of passage, to remind me that as Black people, we are all a part of an unbreakable tapestry. Despite time, distance, and language, our ancestors and our stories endured over these waters. In this moment, when there is so much to be discouraged by, especially as an American, I'm so grateful to have celebrations such as this that remind me that the 28 days reserved for Black History Month here in the US are tied to such rich diasporic celebrations such as this. If you've made it this far in the video, by now you've noticed the coloring is just a little bit off or maybe overexposed, and I apologize for that. I'll be honest, I was deeply caught up in the moment, in the spirit, and so did not take into account the sun coming up and the overexposure that happened while I was filming. I typically film in F-Log, which is already low contrast, and so it doesn't show the film footage as it would be in post, and so I apologize. I'm sad more than anything that I don't have this footage in the rich color that I experienced it in, but I do hope that the sounds and the music and the joy is palpable despite it being a little bit brighter or whiter than I would have liked, considering we were all wearing white on the beach. I do hope that this video inspires you to take this pilgrimage to Salvador and experience this beautiful city and ceremony for yourself. I personally hope to make many more trips in the future. The Festa de Yemanjá was just one part of a longer trip to Salvador and Sao Paulo. Both were part of my first time in Brazil, and so I plan to share a fuller video that showcases the places that I went and what my experience was like in each of those cities. If you're not already, please subscribe to Home is How I Heal. This is a space where I explore my relationship to home, homemaking, interior design, nature, and rituals of care. Stay tuned for more videos like this one that really just explore how we can reconnect and return to our ancestry, rituals and practices that have grounded us for years, and restore our ability to feel whole, as well as ways that I am trying to infuse those practices into my home and homemaking journey. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.